What is happening there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We are going to start up the series 8-episode run, season 1 of Reacher. How do we come here? Well, we got some requests. I've been interested in this show because it's cultivated quite a fan base, and that surprised the heck out of me.
Yep.
So I was like, you know what? This has been on my QU. Might as well convert it to the channel. It follows our criteria of what we decide to react to on the main page and our Patreon as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you go ahead and smash that like button like this guy's biceps who's ever playing Jack Reacher. I don't know who this guy is. I don't think I've even seen the trailer for this. So.
I just know he's tall and of an appropriate build as compared to Tom Cruise.
And actually fits the description of the book,
Yes.
is what I've heard. That's all I've heard. And also, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell because we do want to make it through the rest of these episodes as well. Full-length reaction watch-alongs where you sync up with your own copy of Reacher, available for our super sexy rejects over at our Patreon page. But because this is the first episode, the first full-length reaction watch-along is available for the public, so you'll find a link in the description box and pinned comment. But also at our Patreon, we cover a bunch of stuff over there exclusively with reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. Let's see what all the hype's about. Let's see if it lives up to all the talk.
Good shot.
Someone's mad.
Die, die, die. Now who's gonna know that dude got shot?
Wasn't it just pouring rain a second ago?
Yep.
Oh, it still is. Okay.
Depending on what part of the country you're in, you can walk 10 feet and it'll be not raining anymore. Or maybe it's symbolism that it's a brighter day now that Jack Reacher has arrived.
Sorry, I'm not good at
Don't
math.
take a 40% tip.
I messed up, okay?
How am I supposed to get ahead when you're wasting my goddamn money?
I'm on his side.
The hell you want, asshole?
He wants a save the cat moment. Oh.
Listen, man, I'm just having a bad day.
It's about to get a whole lot worse.
That was cool. All I had to do was look at it. Didn't even change his expression one bit. That was cool.
Black and peach pie. Best you're gonna find in Georgia.
Bet they all say that.
Kind of looks like a super buff Sam Worthington.
Yeah, sure. Let's get it done. Oh my.
That's Jack Reacher's diet.
Always pie.
Reacher wanted to get caught.
And he left a 40% tip.
Hands behind your head. Hands behind your head! Interlock your fingers!
Flex those biceps.
You're under arrest for murder.
Oh, snap.
He was just on a bus.
If you step over here, I can process you. I'm not asking, sir. I'm telling. But don't worry, I won't kick your ass unless you make me.
I like her.
All right.
What is your name?
Sasquatch don't talk. Jack Reacher.
Zip ties?
Cuffs didn't fit him.
That's why you don't skip forearms.
212. This looks like some kind of foreign deal.
World War II medal. French.
She's smart.
I'm Chief Detective Oscar Finley. I was informed you were read your rights, so you know you don't have to answer.
Confirmed.
Victim was male, 30s, big guy. No ID yet. Problem getting prints off the body's swollen fingertips.
I love how you can see he's processing all this information.
Maybe your court-appointed attorney will get you to open up.
I don't need a lawyer.
Ooh.
So far, run on his prints has been clean, but something could still turn up. But there's no Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram.
Him?
He's not an influencer? He's not teaching people how to shed those pounds?
Retired Army. What if I'm thinking I'm sitting across from a man who doesn't mind killing and who has the knowledge and training to murder someone and cover it up?
You'd be right.
Where'd you get that conclusion?
3 men dropped this body. Shooter was someone who knows firearms well. He also knew enough to pick up his brass. This wasn't a first-timer. This was someone who knew how to conduct a quiet, effective kill.
Nice.
You're also looking for a psycho who'd beat up a body post-mortem. Someone completely unhinged. Something wrong?
No.
Your psycho isn't suddenly going to be rational enough to know he has to hide the body, and your meticulous shooter isn't going to do a sloppy job with roadside cardboard. Though the third guy's so worried about getting out of there, he grabs some nearby debris and just lays it across the corpse. I got off the bus from Tampa and walked to town. I asked the driver to do me a favor.
Why?
On account of Blind Blake. Legend has it he died in Margrave a long time ago. I figured I'd learn a bit about him. I like music.
Medical examiner puts the victim's time of death at around midnight last night.
This morning. It's last night until 11:59 and 59 seconds, and then it becomes this morning.
We're running down a phone number found in the dead guy's shoe.
Means I'm gonna be here for a while. Phone companies are slow responding to warrants.
Like it. They're kind of figuring out the case together.
Yeah. Unlikely duo.
Father and I will unpack. You two, go and meet the base kids. This is home now, hopefully for a while. And go make friends.
Shazam.
It's gonna be like Army Shazam. He just turns into a soldier.
This the way to the beach?
Yeah. That's $5. From the looks of it, your jacket.
Yeah. I'm big for my age. Just like you're ugly for your age.
Oh.
You can be ugly anytime. Let's get some Stephen King bullies going.
You don't have to do this. It's my fight.
That's cool.
We're taking a ride. Got a hit on the phone number.
Yeah, the phone company stepped it up.
You invited me over to chat, but never asked what crime.
I just wanted to get you over here so we could talk.
He's the killer.
Male shot to death. He was found with your number written on a paper scrap in his shoe.
I did it.
Lover doesn't believe him.
You know.
What was his name?
I don't know.
You killed a man you don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Self-defense.
In the back of the head.
Terrible story.
I'm not about to rehash all the details.
You are my second annoying interrogation today. A double-barrel shotgun blast right to the face.
Yes.
And then burnt the body.
Smart. Smart.
Yes, I did.
Smart.
I love this detective. Not sure if I've seen this actor before, but yeah, this lead detective's great.
Come with me.
Not until you let these zip ties come off.
Get the box cutter.
That's okay. I got it.
Of course you do. It's good. Don't want to get written up for littering in the police station.
You guys recycle?
Awesome.
I was just cleared.
One guy lied about killing another guy. That doesn't clear you.
Good town of murder, and even when you confess, nothing happens to you.
Bars on bars, this guy.
Might still have information to share.
I don't. But Stevenson does. He and Hubble were looking at each other.
They looked at each other.
They held eye contact for a full 2 Mississippi.
You're always so confident in your theories.
As confident as I am that you went to Harvard, you're recently divorced, and you quit smoking in the last 6 months.
Nice.
You're stubborn, you have a chip on your shoulder, you don't care if your coworkers like you. A guy like that doesn't go to BU, he goes to Harvard.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're also about 40, which means you did your 20 at Boston PD to get your pension so you can afford a proper Southern soup, but you still look like Black Sherlock Holmes.
Elementary, my dear Reacher.
As for the smoking, when I broke down the 3 murderers back there, you started to think you had the wrong guy. The water in your glass moved a bit. We're not on any major fault lines. It means your leg was bouncing under the table.
Yep. You know you need him. He'll solve the case.
Oh, sure. It's Holmes versus Holmes.
Stevenson, my office.
And try not to look so guilty right now.
The show is pretty cool.
All I know is that at midnight, he was nowhere near that highway.
Couple into drugs?
No.
He'd cheat on his wife?
No, he's a family
Don't
man.
answer his questions. He's not your boss.
Right. Does he have money problems?
I don't know what to do.
The only way you'll know why Hub will confess is if he tells you.
Yeah, well, maybe a weekend in lockup will motivate him. Let me know what he says. Now, Chief Morrison wants you in custody till we know for sure that all 6'4" of you was on that bus from Tampa.
6'5".
We keep extra large cuffs in our lockbox.
I am 2 Tom Cruises tall.
Inventory is watch and ring. They'll steal him first 5 minutes he's in there. It was nice talking to you.
Ship them.
This is really engaging.
Yeah.
Hasn't even been any action scenes.
I know, it has been, but it's a lot of deductive action scenes.
But a Samoan fella come through here last year, meth dealer, and Scrubs made up special.
I would hate to take off my shirt next to that guy.
Yep.
Drop them drawers. Bend over and spread.
No. The victim I'm suspected of murdering was shot by a handgun that would measure 4 inches by 6. That weapon's not fitting inside me or any other human being without sending them to the hospital. So if you think you can perform the inspection without getting seriously injured, go for it.
Break his fingers with your butt cheeks.
Otherwise, check the box on your clipboard.
But you can inspect him. I don't care.
Yeah. In fact, please inspect it.
At least they get a room together.
Yeah.
He can protect him.
We'll be partners.
You know, I liked the movie the one time I saw it, but this show makes me go, it's supposed to be a good book.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. It does a good job of capturing the mystery of who this guy is really well, too.
What's going on?
We're not with the guys awaiting arraignment. We're with the lifers.
What do you mean, lifers?
I mean people sentenced for life.
Yep.
What?
Wow.
Oh, you have to survive. You got your first visitor?
There she is.
Oh, no.
Give him shoes, baby. You heard me. Give my shoes like a good little bitch. Good girl.
Ugh.
Like them glasses, too. Get my glasses.
That's messed up.
Yeah. That's mean.
The shoes I can abide, but...
Now, there's just one more thing I want from you.
Oh, my. Let's go.
See, you're in my house, Fatso, and you didn't ask permission. So you and your friends can leave now, or they can carry your fat ass out in a bucket.
Nice.
I'd take the bucket.
Now I'll count to 3.
Bitch. Do you know who you're talking to?
1, 2.
That was brutal.
And efficient.
You owe us a pair of glasses.
Those will supplement those lenses.
Yep.
That was cool.
I want a Jack Reacher in my life.
It's got the shades now.
You're the only thing keeping me alive in here. I'm in big trouble.
No shit.
I'm not a criminal. Currency manager.
Yeah, whose currency are you managing?
My bosses promised if I disrupt their operation in any way, they'd nail me to a wall. They'd cut my balls off and make me eat them.
It's a veiled threat.
I gotta take all that time and effort.
What's with this specific group here?
I'm gonna hit the head.
That guy's head.
Oh, sweet bathroom fight.
Kill him with a bar of soap.
I love bathroom fights. Break someone's head on a toilet. On a sink. Anything.
Him.
Whoa.
What is going on?
We need protection.
If you boys knew what's about to happen to you, you'd leave now. So I'll give you to the count of 3. 1.
Wow. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, no! Wow. That was violent. Kill or be killed.
You don't shank Jack Reacher.
Sweet. Wow.
My report says you were placed upstairs. Why are you in Gen Pop? That's where the guy put us.
It's much calmer here.
This guy just wants to chill.
I think he just wanted a vacation. Divorce and quitting cigarettes?
It's me. I'm just dealing with a tough case.
Of missing you.
Got Reacher's military record from D.C. West Point graduate, Silver Star, Defense Superior Service Medal, Legion of Merit, Soldier's Medal, Army Commendation Medal, Bronze Star, and a Purple Heart for wounds sustained in the bombing of a Marines barracks in Kandahar.
Woof. Got the license plate, too.
Jack Reacher's the murderer.
Returned to active duty 32 hours later, despite having shrapnel remains of a jawbone removed from his abdomen.
Whoa. What is this man?
What in God's name is a guy like that doing in Margrave?
What's a guy like that doing in jail?
Jack Reacher's solving the case for you.
Jack Reacher did the murder because nobody's good enough to outsmart him now, so he just has to outsmart himself. Give in to temptation.
I would have just thrown them out.
Yeah, having them at all is kind of a guarantee you're going to use them.
I'm more curious why whoever you work for wants me dead. And guard from last night, Spivey. You set us up in Gen Pop. He'd play it off like it was some kind of innocent mistake, but it was intentional. Guys in the shower ID'd me as a person to take out.
Damn.
Something bad's going down in Margrave, and I don't need to be a part of it.
Famous last words. That shitty sandwich did look good, though.
My wife should be here soon.
I don't give a shit.
Figured a guy with no money, ID, or car could use Lyft.
Nah. Taking a shine to him.
He's been in prison a long time. Could use some love.
Imagine Love Reacher's like.
Greyhound confirmed that's their Tampa station 2 nights ago. No way he could have been in Margrave in time to kill anyone.
So you cleared me, but how does a guy who confessed walk away?
Well, everybody knows that Hubble's lying, so...
Hubble's probably dead, huh?
Roscoe's actually my first name.
Cool.
So what's your last name?
Chicken and waffles.
Conklin.
That's a very unique name.
I'm on the next bus out of here.
I feel bad about the Margrave welcome wagon running you over.
Understandable.
I was going to apologize with an early dinner, but if you're not sticking around...
Okay.
Oh, do it.
But I'm gonna need some new clothes first.
Oh, we got a Merle's Men shop in town.
And a proper shower, too.
What about money?
Pension's wired to a Western Union each month.
Don't you miss your family?
They're all dead. Except for my brother, Joe. He's a good guy.
Where's he?
An upcoming episode. Joe's the killer.
Damn it.
I'm here because of Blind Blake. Read some article about Blake, said he played his last show in Margrave, and that's where he died.
So you just go wherever you want, whenever you want?
Everyone's always jealous. So I'll check out the town for a while and see you in a bit.
Sounds good. Now don't go getting yourself arrested for murder again.
That truck. Everything's
trust it.
suspicious.
That truck.
That Coca-Cola sign.
That pickup.
That's not just a sponsor. The
Dust
truck.
it off.
The truck's back.
I don't trust it.
Thought a blues fan might be able to tell me a bit about Blind Blake's time in Margrave.
Most surprised you know Blind Blake, Mr. Reacher. The Kleiner Foundation takes care of Margrave. That statue out there? His grandson's our mayor. He gave Kleiner a sweetheart
pickup truck.
That there's Kleiner Jr. and his bug house cousin Dawson. I call him Trouble.
Do you want to dance a Tom Burrito with me?
Hell, I'll dance.
I'm talking to you, Pee-wee. Talking to the guy in pricier boots, better haircut, and expensive truck he lets you sit shotgun in. You want me to lead, or?
I'm not much of a dancer. More of an academic and a reader.
He found his match.
Was reading something interesting just this morning about some charges brought against a Major Jack Reacher in a small village outside of Baghdad. Very serious nature, but charges that somehow disappeared like grains of sand in an unforgiving desert.
Huh.
You are a reader.
What's your bag, Mr. Reacher?
You threw him off his game.
Yeah. Looks like I'll be sticking around.
Another body was found in the brush, 40 yards from the first one, same caliber bullet.
Can't say I'm not disappointed. I was looking forward to spending time with you before leaving.
Well, I don't know if you're going anywhere just yet.
Did Hubble talk when you two were locked up?
No.
You're not going anywhere.
My alibi cleared.
Maybe I need to bring in a forensic expert to confirm it was you. And maybe you need to cool your heels back in Warburton while we get that done over the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Just say you need his help.
This second guy, he was shot in the back of the head while running away, but his legs kept pumping for a few more feet before his brain told him, hey, buddy, you're dead.
Guillermo.
The killer just left him there. No ID on him.
Killers. In investigation, details matter.
These are my first murders, so please tell me you know who did this.
Oh.
His fingertips were compromised by a dermatitis reaction. So swollen, prints wouldn't come out clean until I drained some of the fluid. We're waiting for the results. What?
Whoa.
Is he new on the force, or?
First victim was allergic to latex. His dental work's off because he had his teeth fixed wherever he was living at the time. Broke his right arm when he was 8, had it set in Berlin. Had his tonsils taken out at 10 in Seoul.
Traveled corpse.
He knows this man?
It seems like it, by his expression.
We were wrestling. I pinned him against the stove. Didn't know my mother had just turned it off.
Is that Joe?
Is that Joe?
That's how my brother got this scar.
What?
So Joe is the killer.
So it's just a coincidence you and he are passing through the exact same podunk town at the exact same moment in time.
I don't know.
When's the last time you saw Joe?
A minute ago in the morgue. I'm being straight with you. Hell, no wonder Sharon left you.
Oh.
You keep my wife's name out of your mouth.
No, enough.
That aged well.
I know you're not the kind of guy to beat up on somebody half your size without good reason.
He's giving me a reason.
Yeah? Well, I know people. And you've got kind eyes.
Joe did not look much better looking.
It did not. Keep that Reacher hairline.
Just thinking maybe my brother told me about Blind Blake for a reason. Thinking I'm supposed to do something about it. I guess I'll find everybody responsible.
Like your
Kill
job
every last
for
one
you.
of them.
Yeah. Kill them all.
Ah, title card.
Damn, that's a great first episode.
Yeah, man. That's riveting.
It's crazy. The one I believed the most. that was the one I believed the most. Was that Joe's a bad guy.
Oh.
It was like, predictable for an unpredictable show.
Sure, sure,
It
yeah.
totally threw me off my
The only
game,
person who could give me this run for my money is my own brother.
Yeah. That was good. That was really good.
Yeah.
I didn't catch any of the cast name. Nor are we looking it up, John.
Nope,
We're
there's
not
no way to
playing
do
your
it.
stupid game of crediting the actors. I will only know them by their archetypes and certain personality traits and physical descriptions.
Sure.
And
I only know Harvey Guillen.
Who's Harvey Guillen?
He was the coroner at the end. He's on What We Do in the Shadows and was in Puss in Boots too.
That's who you know.
Yeah, not you, Guillermo.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got 7 more episodes to get through, so keep this relatively short.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with this. I thought it had a great rhythm and a good energy about it. I often find myself with characters like Jack Reacher going, what is the threat here? What is a way to make someone like Jack Reacher feel like he's in actual danger? Because it just seems like he's awesome. Like he's awesome. Like he's so awesome. And like I don't know if any guy like him truly exists, but he's so incredibly like he's perfect. And you know, like a physical threat, an intellectual threat, a mental game threat, you can't seem to get a one up on this guy ever. And so to have this mystery come to his doorstep here with his dead brother, and to be confronted with it, where you can feel the emotional toll. I think that's what makes it fascinating when you're what they pose as like the things that could hinder him is being stunted a little bit by the triggers of certain pains within, which I find really interesting. I don't know if that's like the full direction of where the show's going to go. I imagine that there will be some actual physical threats, or he's going to whoop ass left and right for 7 more episodes. But I like that situation where the guy brought up the clothes, the buried case in Baghdad, and you could see that there was a disturbance in the force in that moment. And then, of course, with his brother as well, you can feel that pain, and that kind of pain can like motivate him, or it could maybe throw him off of his game. And so I really liked it a lot. And whoever plays him, I don't know his name, and I'll try to learn it by the end of the series. But I thought he was great. You know, I wasn't interested in the show when it first came out. I only became interested because people kept asking about it, and I liked the first Jack Reacher movie, and I never was in love with it. I really hated the second one. That one was awful.
Not good.
That was an awful film.
Not a good movie.
And I'll say, you know, from what while I like Tom Cruise a lot in that first movie, there's still like a variation of Tom Cruise.
100%. And watching this, you can really see kind of how it was molded to be Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Yeah. With a much bigger teeth grinnings. Sure. For Jack Reacher is not really that here. Yeah. And I've heard the comparisons of why book readers were upset with Tom Cruise's casting. Like a lot of it came down first to the physicality of him. But I really love that they did here was the reintroduction. I don't know who this actor is. Maybe I've seen him in something before and I'm just not recalling at this moment. I thought he brought a lot of weight to his performance, and you know, both physically and mysteriously, because when he's first introduced, I do like the imposing figure, the build that he is when he first walks on the screen. It's awesome. But then they don't lead with action, and that was probably the first thing I noticed was wow, they're not trying to sell you on who he is by level of action at all, even though the first thing that strikes you is this guy's massive. Like he's a massive dude. And it's cool to get a dude who is like that massive, but is superiorly intellectual.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally.
And you don't really get the hybrid of that. I can't think of too many characters. Like nothing, I'm sure it exists. And I'm sure I've seen something that I love with that kind of character, but you don't really get that on screen. It's usually one or the other. And to get a character like that here, where everything that, whatever my vague recollection is that I've heard of people who complained about the Jack Reacher movie who were fans of the book, I see that that's really been brought over here. And as someone who hasn't read the book, I felt like that works much better. Like I found this really engaging from beginning to end.
Yeah.
As compared to what I remember my experience with the first movie, which was like cool and noirish and whatever. This was I could see how people like I would continue watching the show if I just stumbled on the pilot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it strikes a really nice balance both with the character and just with the tone in general. It's been a little while, I feel like, since I've had something like this in my viewing diet where you have the obvious action elements, the obvious, badass stuff, but it does feel like much more than the Tom Cruise movie, like you are in the world of a novel, of a crime novel, and of that sort of lyricality, that space, that air that kind of permeates everything. And like setting the stage here, like there are a lot of tropes, like, Drifter rolls into town just at the time, a murder happens, and he's always cool and collected. But I thought they played nicely on his character where, you meet everybody else because they're agitated by how calm he is. And then by the end of the episode, you do get a couple moments that rile him up, one in a subtle way and then one in a very overt emotional kind of way. And I can only imagine we'll see more flashbacks of him and Joe growing up and things like that. But yeah, just the way they displaced everything, the way that they introduced all the characters, Finley and Roscoe especially, I thought were really, nice additions and the things that they, or not additions, but just like, nice,
supporting cast members.
Yeah, like main supporting presences that are going to help flesh this journey out that much further. And yeah, having him have this, like timid banker guy along with him and expecting him to be the body of the, like there were just like a lot of nice twists and turns that don't feel too much like they're, look how clever we are, like it does just genuinely draw you in with a good amount of, it feels, I don't know, something about the way that they've orchestrated it here feels lived in, because he does have all that mystique, and yes, he is like a lot more smart and articulate and well-read than you would expect, but he feels like a real guy in his portrayal of that, and even his silence in the first parts of the episode where you're just watching him kind of process everything, and you're watching him speak with his eyes and his thought process. It's just really nicely tailored, I feel like, across this, and the tone, the mood, the way they capture the town, the way they use the music, and the thread of his, interest in blues and the reason he came to Margrave in the first place. This is all, just like really colorful and interesting.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun show.
Sure.
It's like genuinely fun.
Yeah.
And this is one of those shows that I could see being a true worldwide appeal.
Mm.
And like what I mean by that is I can imagine going to like my in-laws' house and would see like the older folk watching this show, know? But I can also see a younger audience is going to enjoy it too. Like it is one of those shows where you can definitely see like the people in the Midwest or South just watching the show as well.
Yeah. Anybody can get into it, it seems like.
Yeah.
Because it's not particularly, it's not commenting on that on like the town. It doesn't seem like it's looking down on the people of the town or anything like that, and it's like the kind of hero anybody could get behind.
And it is a fun mystery to try to solve as well.
Uh-huh.
They have a good mystery afloat. And I like the performances. Finley, main cop.
Yeah. Finley's
good.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good. And the psychological profiling on him was a great way to get some exposition on the character.
Sure.
I think that's like smart exposition because it tells you who that character is, and it also tells you about Jack Reacher at the same time.
100%.
Like good exposition right there.
Well, in
Clever.
moments like that, like this was cool because there is action, and the action is cool. It is satisfying when it happens, but I think they did wisely to both draw that out and create tension so that when the action pops off, it really hits. But there's a lot that does feel like just as intense, but it's just people sizing each other up and kind of examining little clues and sparring back and forth mentally. And I think that's another thing that's impressive when you can really make that vital.
Yeah. I mean, the show's cool and got swag and like, even though for YouTube we got to remove as much of the music as possible.
The swag.
the music. The music fits it well. Like the music doesn't tell me how to feel. Like you just kind of, that's sort of just the vibe and the aura.
It just feels like you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. And I like the small towns a lot. Like in real life, I really love going to small towns.
Mm-hmm.
So having this show set in a small town, I think is really neat. And unpacking murder mysteries are more fun when they're in a small town setting. It's more personal.
Oh yeah, one small town murder. That's that everybody appeal. I feel like right now it's just where's the small town? Is it in Scandinavia? It is in the heartland of America. Like that's your flavor. But yeah, it's like classic, but also it's got enough of the fresh, unique elements too.
And it's shot cool. It's R-rated.
Yeah. I mean, when they throw down, man, like that was a bloody fight in a way that's not in your face, but also where you do feel the impact and like it's nicely.
Jack Reacher movie was PG-13, right? Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah,
I believe it's PG-13. This is all right. It's not like super hard R yet, but there were a couple of moments that were like, wow, that is really R-rated.
Well, yeah, and I could imagine if there will probably be future murders, and I can certainly imagine them getting into the autopsy, the coronary side of it too, and that grossness that comes with that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of respect too about the way it's shot. I thought it was actually really smart to not even show Joe's face.
Yeah.
Just to keep it more about the presence of Joe's dead body and keep it on Jack Reacher's expression. I thought this was really cool. I thought it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
It was pleasant. I really enjoyed it,
Yeah.
like a lot from beginning to end. It was very, very enjoyable and very engaging.
Didn't let me go. Sucked me in and didn't let me go.
All right, guys. Well, what did you think about Reacher? Is it just called Reacher?
I think so.
All right.
They wanted to really distinctify.
I wasn't 100% confident.
Not that short guy.
Yeah. Okay, it's just called Reacher. What did you guys think about Reacher? Did you enjoy it? Leave your thoughts down below. Be sure to subscribe, leave a like. You can catch us on Patron. And hey, let's end this with a Patron. Chris Wamoff. I feel like Chris Wamoff is the perfect person to shout out for Reacher because what we know about Chris is the guy is a Samaritan.
Yes.
Is that the right word?
He is. He is a Samaritan. Finding people helping out when he doesn't have to.
Often in small towns.
Yep. Yeah.
Actually.
Because he's the
actually
perfect
really
guy.
accurate. We don't need to bullshit our way through here. This is actually really all true.
Yeah. The only thing I'm not sure about is if you're, supremely buff, but I feel like you probably take good care of your body given what I know about your disposition, so you're probably at least fit.
He's been arrested before for helping out.
Dude, that's the way to get arrested, all right?
It's a good reason to be arrested.
Just like, could you stop making the rest of us look bad? We're going to detain you now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You're the Jack Reacher of our Patreon page. We have found the character to call you from now on.
Oh, yeah.
The Jack Reacher of our Patreon.
You are the peach pie of our dessert here at the super sexy reject hub, super sexy peject hub. And hey, I mean, if you were watching our backs, I would never worry. I would never lose an ounce of sleep in my life because I would feel so safe and secure just knowing you're out there. I hope you wander through LA sometime and get arrested for trying to do too much good. And then we can bail you out and then finally feel good about ourselves. And then you can make that up to us by upping your pledge. Because we don't have enough to bail you out. You know how much bail costs in Los Angeles? I don't.
Jack Reacher Around.
Jack Reacher Around, yeah.
What's that?
That is a film I'm working on right now.
That's what I've heard of it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for your script notes. It's going to be a really rich and narrative adult film. All right.